Hello, good morning. Many thanks for joining us on Daybreak Sport. I'm Poluaji Ogumola. Let's kick things off in Lagos this morning, where the Nigerian Football Federation yesterday confirmed the Mobolaji Johnson Arena in Onikon, Lagos as the venue for the 2025 President Federation Cup. The men's and women's finals will be held at the ground on Saturday, the 28th day in the month of June 2025. The venue also hosted last year's men's final between Academy Warriors and Abia Warriors, as well as the women's final between Rivers Angels of Port Harcourt and Niger Rattles. Now, for this year's edition, Giant Killers Abakaliki FC, who play in the second tier of Nigeria League football, will face Kwara United in the men's final. The encounter is billed to start at 4 p.m. Let me also inform you that in the female category, defending champions Rivers Angels will take on Asara Amazons in the women's final, which will commence at 2 p.m. Well, from the President Federation's Cup, let me move straight to Turkey this morning, where Galatasaray President Dusan Özbek has declared that Super Eagles forward Victor Osimhen will remain at the club next season. The Nigerian international striker spent last season on loan with Galatasaray from Napoli, helping the Turkish giants to the league and cup double. And according to reports coming from Turkey this morning, of course, the president is confident that Osimhen will remain at the club. Osimhen has in recent days rejected offers from the Saudi League, Al Hilal to be precise, and the last offer he rejected was a €75 million offer. From there, let's talk about the FIFA Club World Cup, where Wydad Casablanca of Morocco are putting the finishing touches on their preparations ahead of the FIFA Club World Cup holding in the United States of America. The Moroccan Giants have been drawn in Group G along with Manchester City, were also UAE Pro League side Al Ain and the old boys of Italian football, Juventus of Italy. They come into the tournament on the back of two narrow defeats to Spanish side Sevilla and FC Porto in club friendlies. But then, they defeated second-tier club Stade Moroccan 2-1 in the last 16 of the Morocco's Excellence Cup held last Tuesday. Wydad Casablanca will kick off their campaign at the Club World Cup in Philadelphia on the 18th of June against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Well, away from the FIFA Club World Cup this morning, let's talk about basketball. But then, basketball on the continent of Africa. It's called the Basketball Africa League, where Nigeria's representative, Rivers Super's quest to bounce back in the 2025 Basketball Africa League hit another storming block yesterday as they suffered, a heavy loss in the hands of Rwanda's APR. And there you have the results on your screen. 73 to 104 point defeat. You recall that the team lost their first game 81 to 89 against US Monastir. The Nigerian side actually tried to bounce back, but of course it didn't happen. And then we keep fingers crossed and see what happens after this one. But let's listen to their head coach, Ogo Odaudu, speaking after yesterday's loss.
We could play, and it happens in basketball. We're not upset, we may be disappointed, but we're holding our heads up high. Too many things went wrong. The killer for us on the start was 52 points made in the paint. We didn't defend the way we should have defended. So nothing has changed. We're still river sweepers. We will still go back there, and we will still be back. First and foremost, I think our budget should be increased, and that way we get to get more quality players. I'm not taking anything away from the players we have. They're the best I think I've coached in a while. Nobody gave us a chance in Morocco, but we stood our ground against all the teams that were there, and we came out second. So one of those things here is maybe we could get a little more in our budget, and that way.
Well, there you listen to Ogo Odaudu, the coach of Rivers Hoopers, asking for more budget. Moving straight to the Premier League, where Manchester City yesterday signed Wolverhampton Wanderers left back Rayan Ait-Nouri for £31 million. The 24-year-old Algerian defender has signed a contract until 2030 and is available for the group stage of the FIFA Club World Cup. City began their campaign in the newly expanded competition against Moroccan side Wydad Casablanca on the 18th of June. Algeria international Ait-Nouri penned, of course, joined Wolverhampton Wanderers for a fee of about £14.9 million from Angers back in 2021, having spent the previous season on loan at Molineux. Well, of course, he made 41 appearances in all competitions last term, and of course, the club avoided relegation, scoring 5 goals and adding 7 assists for the club. And of course, Manchester City fans, you've got your new man. And still talking about European club football, Champions League runners-up Inter Milan have appointed Parma boss Christian Chivu as their new manager. The 44-year-old tactician, a former defender and youth team coach at Inter Milan, leaves Parma after only 13 games in charge of the club and replaces Simeone Inzaghi. The former Romanian international was appointed by Parma in February, his first senior coaching role, winning 3 games as he steered Parma to Serie A safety. Inzaghi, you recall, left Inter Milan after the 5-0 Champions League final loss to Paris Saint-Germain on the 31st of May and has taken charge of Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal. While away from Inter Milan, our story this morning, let's talk about the man on your screen, that's Pep Guardiola. Yes, Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola has been awarded an honorary degree by the University of Manchester, recognizing his effort, extraordinary contribution to the city of Manchester over 9 years. And of course, doing that on and off the pitch. Well, at the ceremony held at a historic Whitworth Hall, he was presented with the honorary doctorate by the university's Chancellor Nazir Afzal. The award is in honor not only for his sporting success, but for his inspirational work away from football, including through his family foundation, that's the Guardiola Salah Foundation. And of course, we wish Pep Guardiola all the best. One thing that will be on his mind is that he returns to winning ways, of course, winning the Premier League next season. Away from Pep Guardiola's story, let's talk about one major plan for the FIFA Club World Cup. Nigerian Singer Tems, we understand, is set to headline the first ever FIFA Club World Cup final halftime show taking place at the MetLife Stadium in New York on the 13th of July. According to a statement by Global Citizen, the producers of the show, the star-studded performance will be shown live, allowing fans across the globe to tune in and, of course, they enjoy the best of halftime. Tems will be joined on the stage by Colombian hitmaker J Balvin and American pop star Doja Cat, creating an international lineup for the historic event. I will say big congratulations to our own Tems right there. That's the first time ever in football that we'll be having halftime show. Of course, we've seen that in basketball, we've seen that in the NBA, we've seen that in the big competitions in America. Of course, we were having it for the first time in football. And that's sports this beautiful morning. Thanks for watching.